All right, guys, we're going to get started. So if you have just joined us, we have Shelbi Walker here from Visit Concord today. We are very excited to have you guys.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you're doing, what your job is with Visit Concord.
Okay, so yeah, I am the outreach and sales specialist for Visit Concord. I've been here for a year now. I am from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and in my spare time, enjoy hanging out with my dog and gardening and hanging out with friends. So I don't have much spare time because I work a lot.
Okay, so you're from New Mexico.
Yes.
So what's your favorite thing about California? And then what's your favorite thing about Concord?
Sorry, someone just called me in the middle of this.
Oh, that's okay. So I was just asking so since you're from New Mexico, what's your favorite thing about California? And then specifically, what's your favorite thing about Concord?
So my favorite about California and San Francisco Bay Area is the ocean. Being in a landlocked state most of my life, I never really got to see big bodies of water. And so I love the ocean. I think it's incredibly majestic. And then my favorite thing about Concord is that it actually reminds me of home in a very true, cultural, like authentic way. I love the culture and I love the food, and it's just everyone's really fun and friendly, and I enjoy Concord very much.
Well, that's nice. So you're here, but you kind of still feel like you're home, which is a little comforting too, moving out here.
Yeah, absolutely. The weather is basically the same. It's just like a little bit more humid in Concord, but it gets to be like 100 degrees in New Mexico in the summer, and so I get best of both worlds for sure.
Oh, that's good. So can you explain to us exactly what Visit Concord is and what your organization does for the community? Some people might not understand what Visit Concord is and the tourism that we have.
Absolutely. So Visit Concord is the destination organization that promotes the city. During the last few months, we have completely shifted gears from marketing towards travelers to helping inform the locals. But before all of the craziness started, we are really trying to bring tourism into the city, and the hotels are our number one partner in this. We are always trying to get people to come and spend the night and generate those economic funds. So
that's great. And so you guys, I had mentioned it kind of before when we were just chatting, for those who have been on since the beginning, you guys have a visitor center opening up. So hopefully sometime soon after the shelter in place lifts a little bit. We're all excited to see what that looks like. We've had some sneak peeks before we went into shelter in place, and it looks great. So can you tell us what the visitor center will offer? Will you be selling some local items? I see Chef Dave on here, or I'm sorry, Chef Kevin, and I think you guys have his peanuts at your spot.
Yes, yeah. So we don't have a completely official date to be opening, but we have we are there today, June 15th, for now on. And so if you need information, we're there to answer phone calls, emails. You can stop by. So we will have a store, and we do feature Chef Kevin's spicy peanuts. They're excellent. I have some of my personal staff. And other than that, we'll sell really cool stuff. We've got tons of like I Heart Concord t-shirts. We have wine openers. We've got towels and all sorts of great stuff. And then inside of the visitor center is going to be just excellent information for visitors and locals. We'll be able to supply people with maps for Mount Diablo and information on Hurricane Harbor and those great things. But we also have a Concord Arts Association gallery, which is brandly new and hanging up, and so it's beautiful. And then we also have a historical timeline on one wall with some excellent pictures and information, and those are some of the coolest pictures I've ever seen. And we're also going to have a community garden that will feature some plants that are native to Concord and Mount Diablo. So we are super thrilled about being able to open pretty soon.
That's really cool. And I love having a one-stop shop for all of the information about Concord that you could need. So if you guys haven't even checked out their website, you need to. They have information on like walking tours in Concord, and then like Shelbi was saying, the arts and everything local that you could need. Visit Concord is your one-stop shop for all of that. So it'll be a good resource hub for all of you. They're right in the heart of downtown. They're in the Salvio Pacheco building. So once they are open up for the public, you guys can go on in and learn a lot more about it.
Yeah, right behind the fountain, catty corner to like Hop Grenade. You'll find us, and we'll be there to answer all of your questions. And we're also gonna try to supply like cool things for the city. Like if you're coming from somewhere that isn't the Bay Area, like Sacramento, and you want information on San Francisco, we'll also have that.
That's great. So you guys are the tourism for our Concord, our city. Can you talk about collaboration within the community, but also you guys work a lot with a larger organization, Visit California. So what does that look like, and how do they support you?
Yeah, so collaboration, as I think we're all finding out right now, is absolutely key in what we're trying to do in the city. We work hand in hand with the city of Concord Chamber, and I think on a larger scale, having Visit California there as the #1 marketing agency for California, they're there to help us really promote Concord as well. They, during Restaurant Week, which is in January, they have they have California Restaurant Month, and then we submit our information to them, and they promote Concord Restaurant Week for us. And so they are just really there to be that higher level marketing agency that that overlooks all of California, but also when they give us the opportunity to submit information on, like the drive-through, for instance. They just did a story on Westwind drive-through, and so they're able to get that information where we aren't, and where
that's awesome.
Where we don't necessarily promote, but they do.
Right. They have a broad reach. Obviously, they're the whole state, but also they have great commercials that I'm sure some of you have seen, but they're also broadcasting those not only nationwide, but worldwide too, to really promote California as a destination to come to. So it's great that on a local level, they're also willing to support each of the local cities.
Yeah. And we do also have those resources from Visit California. We have their like road trips, and they just came out with like a Michelin star rated book. And so they have incredibly awesome resources for visitors as well as locals. So the Concord Visitor Center will supply those as well.
Great. And what Shelbi was talking about too with Restaurant Week, that is something that we collaborate with Visit Concord on as well. And during that week, at some point, we usually have a mixer featuring the Restaurant Week restaurants. So I see Jennifer Jimenez with La Fritanguera. She was actually one of our restaurants this year back in January that was featured. So it's a good opportunity also for our other businesses to learn what's going on. But guys, we have so many types of restaurants here in Concord. You'd be surprised at the cultural diversity that we have here. It's amazing. So it's fun for Visit Concord to be able to promote all of those different flavors in our city as well.
And eat all of the different flavors. It's really, really awesome. There's I think around 30 different cultures represented in food in Concord, which is like almost unheard of.
Yeah, and trust me, you'll eat a lot during that week, but you want to try all of those different restaurants. There was one time we had a potluck together and we got the different foods and we were all stuffed afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. And La Fritangera is incredible food. Those plantain chips are so good.
Yeah. Jennifer will probably be stopping by here soon. Yes, we're definitely a foodie city. And I think a lot of us on this call alone are probably foodies. So go check it out. And also, just so everyone is aware, there is a list on the Visit Concord website under the Concord Eats initiative, which is a partnership between Visit Concord, the Chamber, and the City of Concord that we have implemented since the beginning of the shelter in place with the restaurants that are open, if they're offering delivery, what food apps you can order through, what their hours are, phone numbers. So all of that information is also on the Visit Concord website.
I think also that page is such a prime example of collaboration in our city. When all of this started, we worked so hard, all the city, the chamber, and Visit Concord, to get all of that information put in one place. And it was so helpful to be able to like know that the chamber is also filling out this information as well. And so that's, yeah, like a prime example of how we've collaborated.
Well, we love working with you guys, so that's easy.
It definitely is, for sure.
So speaking of the shelter in place, obviously every industry has been impacted some way by the shelter in place with the coronavirus, but especially the travel and tourism industry. And that industry is such a large contributor to our economy, but the revenues for the cities, but also job opportunities. So can you explain why tourism is so important to our local economy and what the future of travel and tourism looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Concord tourism directly impacts local economy, and it isn't just about creating jobs, which in 2019 it created almost 2,000 tourism industry jobs in our region, but it also improves the quality of life for the resident. And much of the money that is collected through the tourism tax in Concord goes towards regional parks, the arts, culture, education, schools, and that kind of funding. So when you have someone visiting, you know that they're contributing to the city's economy and the vitality. And so it's exciting to have that opportunity. But I think the future is definitely unclear, but I do believe that it is bright, and I think that we will certainly be bouncing back from this. We have a very strong culture and heritage in Concord, and I think that we are definitely going to be able to survive.
Absolutely. And like you said, the collaboration is key. If we can all work together to create that local economy for our residents and our businesses, that's the most important thing we can be doing right now to help our economy grow and stay alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think during this time we've worked incredibly hard to promote local restaurants and local businesses, and we extend that help and offer assistance at any time. But right now, like, if you need our help, we're here to help you. And so anyone's more than welcome to reach out to Visit Concord, and we'll help you in any way that we can.
You guys are a great resource. A lot of businesses, I hope, are reaching out to you. So you guys work a lot with the hotels. That is a primary way that you guys are funded. But do you find working with the hotels interesting? And what have you learned from them to help market them?
I definitely think working with the hotels is very interesting. And every time I go into the hotel, I learn something different. And when I first started this job, I was going on tours of the hotels and like just thinking the difference between booking a room that has 2 double beds or a king, and like those simple details that you don't think about, but it's really important in the hotel industry. And I think marketing them before all of this, we were really marketing their meeting space. And I don't think a lot of people think about meeting space when they think about hotels. But our hotels have a lot of meeting space, and they offer excellent different settings. And so that's something that we are definitely promoting. But during this time, we are definitely proud to have all 9 of the hotels in Concord. They are clean and safe certified through the California Hotel and Lodging Association. So that is definitely how we're going to be marketing them right now to the travel and the leisure that will be opening up in July 1st.
Okay, great. And you hit it right on the nail too. I think a lot of people, when they think about a hotel, is you think about a room to sleep in, and what do I get, a king or a queen or a double or whatever it may be. But a lot of our hotels have great meeting space. If you have been a chamber member, you've most likely been to one of the 3 or all 3 of the hotels that have meeting space, larger meeting space. When we have our mayor's luncheon or the installation luncheon, 4 of the hotels in Concord have meeting space. So what do you think that looks like moving forward? Obviously, it's going to change, but what do you think that looks like?
Obviously, I'm not like an expert at this, but I do think because we already had, luckily enough, specialized in smaller meetings, we're in the perfect range to be able to work with meeting planners to have these smaller meetings come. And that is really important because it's allowing us to generate money, obviously. But I think the biggest thing is going to be the food and beverage that changes in meetings, the way that it's served and presented. There's probably not going to be very many buffets anymore, unfortunately. And so they're definitely impacted by this, and it'll be interesting to see how things move forward. But I know that our hotels are very prepared for it.
Our hotels are definitely always on top of everything, even when you're having an event there, and if I've missed something or something, I miss a seat, that they're always on top of it. So I know I have full faith that these hotels definitely have everything squared away and are probably ready for people to come back in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're more than ready, and really hoping that July 1st comes much quicker than I'm sure a lot of people are.
It'll be here before we know it, thankfully.
Really.
So you guys are very active on your social media. If you guys don't follow them, you need to. They're always sharing great spots for a hike or a new restaurant that might be coming in. Sitegate Brewery is coming in, and I know you guys will be featuring them. So what value does social media bring to the tourism industry and Visit Concord? And how do you find these little nuggets to share?
So the value of social media is really, really important to us. And I think that that's where we get most of our audience. And we use our analytics that we're able to gather through Google Analytics and through each platform to really be able to find those like key niches that people are looking for. So for instance, like last month, the best hiking blogs, or like your guide to the best hiking in Mount Diablo, was the #1 blog. And so obviously people are wanting to know where they can go hiking right now. And so we are able to curate more information and better quality social media and blogs and all of that stuff on our website, and be able to promote it because we have these social media analytics. And I think social media working with our partners is really great as well, because we're able to directly tag them and have conversations, and like, even if we're not needing information, but all of a sudden Sun Valley's posting something, it's instantly right there and we know that information right away. So social media is crazy, and it's so much, but it's so helpful for our industry.
It is. I mean, we're tagging each other in things all day, and same thing, we're getting tagged so we can share. We're tagging you guys so you can share. So everyone on here, if you want something shared, just be sure to tag Visit Concord CA and the Concord Chamber. I'll throw us in there too. But definitely tag us, because it's then immediately we can share it rather than us having to save it, repost it, that all of the information that we know you guys are posting is the correct information. So we know that we're providing the reliable information that everyone needs too.
Right.
So I did see a comment. Someone caught on to my new brewery little hint. Sitegate Brewing is opening where Grant Street Pub used to be. So, excuse me, they're working on their build out right now. They've been very active on their social media. We've had chats with them on here as well through the Instagram live chats, and definitely keep on the lookout. Again, Sitegate Brewing. It'll be where Grant Street Pub was. Their social media is a great source. They're trying to get the word out early.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
To add them to the Concord Beer Trail as soon as they open. So that'll be very...
Speaking of the beer trail, can you tell us what that is now that you just brought that up?
Yeah, absolutely. So the beer trail is kind of like a beer passport. And so you are able to come pick that up at the visitor center. And it has the 4 locations that are in Concord right now: Epidemic Ales, Concord Tap House, EJ Fair, and Hop Grenade. And then it'll be adding on each additional brewery as it comes into Concord. So we're always super excited to have them. But as you go into each brewery, you get a stamp or a sticker on your passport. And then at the end of it, once you've completed your passport, you get a free flight at the brewery of your choice. So it's totally worth it. And you also get a Visit Concord red Solo cup that's insulated for hot and cold drink beverages.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everyone on here needs to go do that, because we have a great beer trail.
Definitely.
William said Sitegate plans to open in the first quarter of 2021. So keep on the lookout. It'll be here before we know it.
Thank you, William.
I know he's always putting his little nuggets in too. Okay, so Shelbi, if you were to create a full day in Concord for someone that's visiting, what would you suggest that they do?
This is the hardest question. Much to do. But I think I would say to start off the morning by taking a hike on Mount Diablo when it's not too hot, or in the winter, maybe not go to Mount Diablo, but we're assuming that it's in the summer. So yeah, Mount Diablo, and then come into downtown Concord and maybe do the historical walking tour, get a little bit more exercise in, and see all of the really cool houses that we have that have been there forever. And then if it's a Tuesday, you have to stop by the farmer's market. Of course, that is the best farmer's market. And then go to lunch at Taqueria Los Gallos for sure. That's one of my very favorite places. Then I would grab some friends and go to ATG Escape Room and escape from one of the rooms successfully, and probably head to the veranda and enjoy a glass of wine at Residual Sugar. And you can shop and then spend the night at one of our hotels.
Okay, so it's funny you say about escaping the room successfully, because we had a Young Professionals event there and neither of the teams escaped. So we didn't work well enough together, guys.
I've heard that they're really challenging. So we haven't tried it yet. We've got to do some Visit Concord team bonding at ATG.
So the one time that we did it, there's 2 rooms that you can do, but you have to work together. So at one point, one side was telling the other side how to do the magnet through. That was interesting. You had too many people yelling at once.
So sure.
So you're a young professional. Would you consider moving to Concord?
I would, for sure. And not just because it reminds me of my home. But I think that Concord offers a lot, and it's in a prime location. The weather is wonderful, and I think that there's so much to do, whether you are into outdoor and nature or you enjoy shopping. Sun Valley and the Veranda are excellent shopping locations. And then we have the beer and we have the wine. We're like 30 minutes to Napa and 30 minutes to Livermore. And so like, no matter what you're interested in, I think that Concord for a young professional would definitely be the place to be.
I agree with that. I spend a lot of my time here.
Yeah.
Okay, so your favorite places to promote. You mentioned Los Gallos as one of your favorite restaurants. Where else are some of your favorites that you like to go to?
Restaurant-wise or anywhere?
Sure. Let's start with restaurants.
Okay, so restaurant-wise, I love Lima. I think Lima's food is wonderful. Their ceviche is awesome, and they're a great place for happy hour and outside dining right now, which is key. And then Concord Tap House is also one of my very favorite places. They have an incredible amount of different beers on draft from different breweries. And then they also have these creamed corn fried fritters that are so delicious. And Out the Dough is also a Concord original for sure. I think you've got to stop by Out the Dough if you're in Concord. They just moved, so you have to make sure that you're going to the right location. But their cookie dough is excellent.
And a little fun fact too, Out the Dough was on Good Morning America, for those who didn't see that, which is a nationwide show. So it's really cool that our little local Out the Dough was able to get on such a large show. Great publicity for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was for Mother's Day, and I'm pretty sure I went and tried to purchase some of their cookie dough for the special, and it was sold out. So that was a great sign that people were like all over it.
Absolutely. So let's see. Some people are commenting some of their favorite spots. Elaine, thank you. So much to do. Check out Visit Concord's trio itineraries for you, your friends, and your family. Go on their website, and those are all there. La Fritanguera is showing some love for Lima as well. Mikuni is bomb. Mikuni is at the Veranda, for those who haven't been there.
EMC at the Veranda is also really good.
Yes. Oh, and then Elaine also said Cantina Kitchen as well, which is downtown. They have great flautas. Highly recommend them.
Yeah, for sure.
William had a question. Did you have a chance to visit Tahoe and go snowboarding this past winter?
I unfortunately did not, because my plan was to go like during March Madness to go to Tahoe, and then the mountain closed. And so I will be going this coming winter, William, because my Epic Pass rolled over, thank goodness.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I know.
Another recommendation for food. Okay, guys, I know we're at dinner time, so all of these food restaurants are the perfect recommendations. Bronze Buddha Thai Fusion, also another recommendation.
Yes.
Now we're all getting hungry.
Oh, and momo and curry. I feel like restaurants that are awesome. They're all, you can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong with food here in Concord. Again, all of these are listed onto their website too. So be sure to check out their website for all recommendations and then a little blurb about what each one is. But Splash Tea, that's another good one. Especially if you're on a hot day and you're thirsty, Splash Tea is a great one to stop by.
Also, did you know that you can get creme brulee in your tea at Splash Tea? It's like mind-blowing, honestly. It's literally creme brulee at the bottom of your drink.
So it's like crunchy?
Yeah, it has the caramelized topping, and then they put your tea on top with your boba, and then you like crushed down, and then so you have like the crunchiness of the caramelization, and then the boba, and then like the custardy thing at the bottom.
Okay, now I need to come try that because that sounds delicious. Wow. Okay. Now that we're at dinner time, we're probably going to let you guys go a little bit early because now I'm hungry. I want to try all these restaurants. If you guys have any more questions for Shelbi, go ahead and put them in the chat and we'll get to them before we head out.
Definitely. And then just a little side note that we're talking about food. Visit Concord is launching our taco trail that has about 40 different stops on it. And so we're very excited to be starting the Concord Taco Trail. And you can find all of that information on our website as well at Visit Concord CA/Taco Trail.
Wow. Okay. Definitely going to have to do that one. Oh, Mark said, let's not forget cream. Yes, cream, ice cream sandwiches. They can do it in a brownie. They can do like a waffle taco. They can do everything there at Cream.
Yes.
Oh, and then we have the exercise. Can't wait to exercise once it's time. Yoga Soul, the studio, Just Ride, Funk Mode, to name a few. Funk Mode has some awesome classes for everyone too. Some fun hip hop classes, so check them out. Concord Taco Trail starting in September. All right, guys. It'll be starting soon, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for this. One question, will Visit Concord carry other retail items?
Yes, so other than what I mentioned, we do have several different t-shirts. We've got the Beer Trail t-shirt, I Heart Concord. We have hats. We also have blankets. We have towels. We have sunscreen. We have wine openers. We have bandanas for you and your dogs. We've got lots of good stuff. Some historical, like Concord Jazz Festival mugs. We sell Concordopoly there. So yeah, lots of good stuff, and you can also find our store on our website. So yeah, go check it all out. We've got some Pride stickers that we're giving away right now. So if anyone would like a Pride sticker, you're more than welcome to just shoot us an email at info@visitconcordca, and we'll be happy to give you some Pride stickers as well for the month of June.
That's great. So their store, they put it in the chat for everyone too, visit-concord.square.site, and you can get all of this on there. Concordopoly is pretty cool. I've checked it out. It has all of the fun Concord spots around it. So it's fun to see Monopoly as Concord.
Yeah, it's hilarious to see that. It's so funny. Thank you to my fellow employees for putting everything in the chat for me.
Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, I want to say thank you to Shelbi again for joining us. Again, visitconcordca.com has all of the information that you need about Concord, fun facts about Concord, what to do in Concord, where to eat in Concord, anything that you need. You can even shop Concord. So anything you need, go to their website, visitconcordca.com. And we are so happy to have you, Shelbi. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa. It was fun.
So next week, we will be here with Pedro Garcia from ProCan Labs. So we'll learn a little bit more about that business here in Concord. So we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.